This video is for you if you struggle with motivation, feel stuck in a rut, and have lack of direction in life. In the past, I was struggling with all that and I overcame it. I feel a sense of purpose in life and I want to show you how to get that as well. Hey guys, it's Ray from Optimal Evolution, and today we're gonna talk about how to start living from your passion. Let's go! I really value your time and therefore I want to get right into the topic. Start by deciding what you want to do, and for that we have a couple of questions.
The first question is, what compliments do you get most often?
The second question, what do you love talking about in your free time, especially in the weekends when you don't have anything to do and you talk with your friends about random stuff? What do you love talking about then? And the last question is, what gets you the most in the flow state? And if you don't know what the flow state is, it's a state that time just flies and you don't know where it went. Pay attention to that as well. So what do you do now? With the answers of the three questions, you need to do the following. As you noticed, you saw a similar pattern in every answer. Maybe a slight difference, but somewhat the same. You will see that your passion is right in the middle of those three questions. The only thing that you got to do now is to find the sweet spot. After you found your passion in those three questions, we need to choose a domain. A domain in which you transfer the passion, in which you communicate your passion through. A domain might be video, it might be writing, it might be speaking, it might be coaching, it might be anything. Nowadays you have a bigger variety to choose from. To show you how this works, let's take me as example. Let's answer the questions first. Let's take the first question. What compliments do I get most often? Most often I was complimented about how I help people to raise their state of mind. In my family, for example, if my sister was down or my cousin or a friend of mine, I always found a way to raise them back up again. Second question. What do I love talking about in my free time? That's pretty easy. I love talking about personal development. I love talking about my vision. I love talking about helping people. And the last question, what gets me in the flow state? It was something that happened that I reminded myself not long ago, and it was that I loved to edit videos. I love shooting them, and I really spend most of my time in Adobe After Effects, and it was better than everything else I did in my childhood. So yeah, that was a big sign for me when I was looking for an answer for this question. Okay, so I answered all the three questions. Like I told you, there was a similarity somewhat. For some people there are similarities, for some people there are not. You might need to find that for yourself. Now, what is the domain I want to master? Let's say in the next 5 to 10 years. What do I like to do? I chose to master the art of filming. And this is how Optimal Evolution was born. Now from my example, you can see that this process is very practical. And you will definitely find your passion. Some people need to look a bit harder for it. Some people already have a clue. Anyway, you will find it if you keep looking. But Ray, I got to niche down. Look at how many people are doing the same thing that I'm doing. And you are right. But you got to trust me on this. When you start acting on your passion, you will find your niche by trial and error. You might even turn your content or whatever you want to master 100 degrees later. You will never know until you try. When you do that, you get out of your mind and start acting. And action leads to results. This is what I want for you. So now if you want to start living from your passion, the only thing that you got to do is to practice. And one quote from George Leonard's book, Mastery, pops into my mind, and it sounds like this. To be a learner, you got to be willing to be a fool. You will fall down many times, getting laughed at, and be embarrassed every time you look back to it. Look at my previous videos, for example. I started from being very uncomfortable on camera to gradually opening up more and becoming much more authentic. Progress will be unforeseen and it will happen in spurts. Therefore, you need to detach from the outcome and become more practice-oriented. If you want to stay sane on this road, believe me, it's a pretty difficult job. You might want to check one of my previous videos when I talk more about it. If I'm not mistaken, it's called Wrong versus Right Expectations. So check that out. Before I continue, I want to urge you to use 30 to 60 minutes of your time to ask yourself this question. Which skills do I need to master this domain? I might suggest doing some research to know some basics about your field if you're new to it. After you got your skills on paper, you need to start acting on it. And you do that 5 times per week for at least an hour. This quote is what kept me grounded. So good they can't ignore it.
Dr. Cal Newport wrote this book, and he is against the passion mentality.
Precisely because most people fail to translate their dreams into reality. This is why starving artists exist. We here at Optimal Evolution, we are not only dreaming, we are creative. So I suggest to read Cal Newport's book with the intention to use his teachings to grow your passion-driven business. When we add all up what we talked about so far, we find that it will take some time until you can get some profit from this, depending on the domain you use. Obviously, if your passion isn't selling, you will start earning money much faster than an author would. So what do I do, Ray? Should I focus more on money now? Definitely not. Money is a byproduct of value given.
So if you focus only on getting money, you will end up frustrated and with low self-respect. I advise to create great value and then some more.
When you do that, this will happen. People will start noticing what you do and they will want to know more about your passion. I got one rule of thumb for you. Share so much value that people feel guilty how much they receive. I repeat it for you. Share so much value that people feel guilty how much they receive. Before I go, I want to leave you with some practical math. Don't worry, it won't be complicated and you won't get bored. It will actually benefit you. Let's say this. You got decent in your passion. You started to even get some followers. 4,000 precisely. With only 500 loyal followers that love your work so much they would buy anything you offer. For the sake of the example, you are a writer and you publish a book for $10. You would get $5,000 from that book alone. Can you see how you can live pretty comfortably from your passion now? Seth Godin talks more about this in his book Tribes. I will link it down below so that you can check his book out.
Our society tends to choose reputation over impact.
It's time to change it around, and it's time to move towards a better future for ourselves and the generation to come. The world needs more patient entrepreneurs, not blue and white collar workers. You owe it to the world. Don't hide your passion. Live how you were meant to live, free like a bird. With that being said, I really appreciate you for sticking with me till the end. You might now have some questions. One of them might be, why should you subscribe to Optimal Evolution? Let me tell you why. Because we share monthly 2 high-quality videos that can help your productivity and success level shift from first gear to sixth with minimal effort. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and please push the like button if you enjoyed, share this video with a friend, and I invite you to a tour of our Facebook page, where we share daily motivational quotes that inspire you to achieve your goals. See you there. Ciao! This video is for you if you feel stuck, if life doesn't have any meaning for you. Mosquito. Yeah.